everybody, and welcome to what is probably going to be a quick live because this is going to be very embarrassing for me. We're going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for ages. I am going to copy off my own work because I cannot be bothered to do a full drawing right now. A good one, shall we? We'll use okay, never mind. 2 seconds, folks. A lot of the art you actually see isn't mine on my phone. It's all been gifted, whether by a viewer or not. This base was filled by someone. It is my OC Rainester, so I am going to use it. But anyway, as you can probably tell by the title, I discovered something today. A super duper old clan that I must have made back when I first found the Warrior Cats books a few years ago. Before I got obsessed. Before I knew how the clans worked. So if that is any indicator for how this video is going to go, yeah, you guys might not want to be here to watch this. You might. But anyways, who we're going to be drawing in this one, because I don't think I'm going to need all that long to talk about them, is we're going to be drawing the main sort of character of the clan. Cake Paw, also known as Cake Star later in life. Now, I found her literally a few hours ago and did some traditional art of her, which I will try posting later. So do watch my channel space, it will be posted eventually. Yeah, anyways. I am more than happy for you guys to use. So, I just realised that recently I haven't actually talked about, like, what is okay when it comes to, like, showcasing my art, and I have actually found that my art has been stolen before. Recently. So, we're going to quickly talk about that before we get fully into talking about Cake Paw and DessertClan. So, with my content, I do not mind you guys posting with credit. There was a case not too long ago. I posted a video, someone used my sound, got like 4 times the views I did, and I actually had to remind them to put credit. Now, they are a long-term viewer, so I wasn't too upset. But I feel like this should just go as a general reminder. When you use something like someone's audio or their trend, or even just anything, you should always ask, oh, I've got 12 viewers. Hello, people. I didn't realise. Chat should be enabled so you can talk amongst yourselves. I cannot see your chat. But my moderators can, so just be careful. I got 12 viewers. I did not expect that. Hello, folks. Anyways, yeah. I don't mind you guys posting my content with credit to me. Like fan art. I would love a bit of fan art of someone. though mainly of my human OCs. I will eventually do a Q&A video when I can sort of get everything sorted. So hopefully soon. We will go back to the lives on my computer as well. Eventually. But yeah, onto DessertClan, I guess. As I mentioned once or twice, we are drawing the main character, who is Cake Paw. Cake Paw is sort of like a cakey coloured she-cat with like a orangey in yellow fadey sort of eyes. I'm not quite sure how to describe her eye colour. She is fiercely loyal to her clan and those around her, and she does not deal well with like grief and hardship. When she was a kit, most people said, well, it was more when she became an apprentice, but a lot of the kits in the nursery used to say that she really shouldn't be part of a clan if she couldn't deal with like watching them squish bugs and stuff that got into the nursery. But, you know, she stayed. And obviously the leader before her, when she, like, at this age, who was, let's quickly look, Cookie Star. This leader, obviously, this Cookie Star obviously saw something in her, because he made her the leader's apprentice. Now, back then, the way I thought this worked was the leader's apprentice would become the next leader. This was because, obviously, I saw, you know, Fire Paw be, you know, Blue Star's apprentice, and then move on to be Firestar. Same with Brambleclaw, wasn't it? Now, I believe. Yeah, Brambleclaw was one of Firestar's apprentices and then became leader. So, actually kind of wasn't too far off what actually happens in the books. Because a lot of the time it is leaders' apprentices that do become leaders in the future. But anyways, she trained under Cookie Star for her entire apprenticeship, and she never liked the fighting side of things, but the hunting and the practicality and taking care of things like elders sort of caught on with her. And she was known as like the clan sweetheart, because that's all she ever wanted to do, was take care of others. Which I think also influenced Cookie Star's decision to have her as his apprentice. Down the line a little bit, Cookie Star unfortunately passes away during a war, and Cake Star is named leader, getting their 9 lives, which were determination, loyalty, care. That's 3. Hang on, let me find the others. I don't know why they're not all written on the same page. Determination, loyalty, care. Ferocity, for some reason, was mentioned. Little me must have been on a power trip. Defense, quick wit, agility, and I don't have the rest listed anywhere. I don't know why. Little me got bored. Anyways, she becomes one of the most influential, because Cookie Star was, you know, well respected amongst the other 3 clans. Do I name these clans? I guess I kind of got to. So the other 3 clans were Soda Clan, Wolf Clan, and Phoenix Clan. yeah. And then we had a rogue group off to the side who were known as the Munchers. Little me must have been absolutely obsessed with food at the time. Maybe I was even eating when I made this clan, who knows? How do I draw a tongue? Does that work? Yeah, it works. Oh, we're back down to 5 viewers. Can I view the chat? Please? Let me view the chat. No? Okay. You guys are probably watching a black screen, knowing me. Let me get back to this later. I'm going to see absolutely nothing but a black screen, aren't I? I haven't filmed on my phone in a little while. Most of the stuff I do is off my PC nowadays, but I don't have that right now. Because, yeah, I don't. This. But yeah. She managed the war that killed Cookie Star was with Wolf Clan, which kept tensions quite high between the two until Cake Star managed to put an end to the conflict. She insisted that the death of Cookie Star was enough and that they didn't need any more. Fast forward a few moons. Clan life is flourishing. It is the middle of green life, and all the clans are fat and well fed. In fact, it is so hot that they don't even want to fight each other. They hide in the shade most of the day. Anyways, as they proceed through, they notice that it's getting almost too hot for their liking. And Star Clan has also gone semi-silent and has been silent for a few moons. And cats start to panic because, you know, Star Clan's silent. I think we all know how important Star Clan is to the clans. There we go. Anyways. The clans continue. And eventually, they figure out that the reason Star Clan is silent is not because they're in trouble or anything, but because it is too hot for even the Star Clan warriors. And this brings up the debate, should the Star Clan warriors be able to lead us if they can't even get off their fluffy butts in Greenleaf? And this sparks another war, because little me was obsessed with war back then. Anyways. Still kind of am, actually. But yeah, with Star Clan, this was known as the Star War. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. You guys realize the name yet? Star War? No, I don't like Star Wars. Thank you for asking. I never have. I honestly don't know where the Star War came from. Can I use the lasso tool? I actually really have never used the lasso tool before. If I do this, it just no. How do I? Is anyone know how to use the lasso tool? Add, subtract, set. I've seen everyone use the lasso tool. I just don't understand it. Oh no. Well, we know the tail and the paw are good. We got to figure out where the gap is. Where's the gap? Where's the gap? Where's the gappy gappy gap? Where's the gap? Where's the gap? Where's the gap? There's a gap right there. We're gonna quickly close that up. Is there any more gaps? Is there any more gaps? Is there any more gappy gappy gaps? We know the tail was good. There was not another gap. Sweet. Okay. Anyways, the clans, they're starting to grow restless without DessertClan. They're panicking. Though none of the leaders would ever admit that they're panicking. Because, they don't need the stars. I wish I was confident enough to turn on my camera and show you guys how deadpan I went. Oh my gosh. Someone just commented, like one of my favorite YouTubers just commented under my YouTube videos. I'm gonna squeal in a minute. I am actually, yeah. After this live. But this design of Cookie Star will be like an updated with my personal like genetic rules. Which are kind of bogus. But her eyes won't be the same sort of colour or anything like that. So for anyone who wants like original Cookie Star art, I will post it later. Not Cookie Star, Cake Star. I've been calling her Cookie Star for a while, quite possibly. Oh, I didn't want that. Still on this colour, thank you. But yeah, all the clans are getting quite restless. And the leaders, medicine cats, and deputies. Though I didn't know deputies existed yet, for some reason. Despite it being one of the first things we're introduced to in the book. Yeah. They're all getting kind of nervous. I will actually, if you guys are super duper interested in DessertClan, I might post like a like 100 years later. Like what's going on in the clan now? And how does it fit with like the actual Warrior Cats timeline? There you go. There you go. All her little freckles, and I love her because of her freckles, not gonna lie. If anyone's wondering what has changed about her design, you will see when I post it later. Her colours are slightly more warm diluted. Because I didn't do, I was never good at the colouring scheme of things when I was younger. I'm still not now, unless I'm using digital art, because the art I am actually going to post was done like earlier today, a few hours ago. Anyways, StarClan's been silent for moons. With the only sign they the only reason that they've been gone is an ominous message. The clans have changed, and the change will be too big to bear. Everyone's assuming it's because Cookie Star has passed away and Cake Star has taken over. So everyone stops liking Cake Star. They go, boo, Cake Star, we don't like you anymore. We think StarClan's are upset with you. This was not the case, as they find out later. But about 8 moons later, they are... StarClan suddenly return. I actually don't have a reason for their return. I don't know. Little me must have just really gotten bored of the No StarClan arc. And they say to the clans, hey, we weren't upset at Cookie Star's death. We were, upset, that the war caused it. That shouldn't have happened. You guys were in peace for moons. And so we thought maybe going silent would be the best way to punish her. We didn't realise that, you take our sign the wrong way. But they did. Anyways. Again, time skip. All is well in the clans. Except for the fact that it's now the middle of Leaf Bear. DessertClan's medicine cat den is full of sick cats. To the point where they've actually had to start moving them to a second camp out of camp. To prevent a giant outbreak. Everyone's really worried for their loved ones. The only one who's keeping their cool is, you guessed it, this gal. Yes, I really liked glazing my own characters. Okay. Okay. I'm going to talk about her in a minute, but the leader that becomes, Cake Star's predecessor, you guys are going to, if you're laughing already at the crazy lore and the weird names, you're going to absolutely perish when the next girl comes. But anyways. All the clans are ravaged by sickness, and they start asking StarClan for help. The StarClan has no guidance to give. Some things the clans must suffer on their own, I guess. Anyways, they realize that they've been treating the sickness wrong because it's not green cough or white cough. It's brown cough. Yes, I made that one up back then. But they had all assumed it would be, green cough or white cough because it had the same sort of symptoms. But it wasn't. So they start treating it correctly. And eventually, everyone's okay again. And then at the next gathering, all the clans reporting that all their cats getting better, yada yada. When the stars start spiraling from the sky. I don't know where I was getting this back then, because like none of the warrior cats like Who Killed Ashford and Groper had come out, so it like I highly suggest that series actually. Very good. But yeah, there was no reason for this. I just wanted, StarClan to be balls of light coming out of the sky. I don't know. I was a weird kid. Anyways, I am back to one viewer. I had 12 at the start of this. But anyways, StarClan keep yapping. StarClan starts yapping about how change needs to come to the forest and how Cakestar has ignored their wishes by not taking on an apprentice sooner. And Cake's like, but we've had no kits born. And they were like, shut up. You'll have kits soon, I guess. Anyways, next thing the clan knows, forbidden romance happened. And now everyone's in trouble because cats from Wolf Clan and Desert Clan got into a forbidden relationship and had a litter of 6. The mother took half of them to Wolf Clan and left the other half with their father in Desert Clan. Yeah, I was just setting myself up for a nice plot later. But I don't think I ever actually finished because this clan was like discontinued. I'm sure you're all hoping at this point it never came into effect. I forgot to do her little white spots. And then the little white gonna measure. We'll come to the skin stuff soon. But yeah. Everyone's looking at Cakestar like, what do we do with these kits? Cakestar's like, well, I'm not gonna kick like a father and his kids out, so they're gonna stay. And then they name these 3 Donut Paw, Sweet Paw, and Sugar Paw. Yeah, and everything goes back to normal for a little while. Everyone's happy until the mother decides that she wants her kids back. At this point, these guys are apprentices, with Donut Paw being the leader's apprentice. Yet again, I still thought that was how that worked. The entire Dessert Clan is like, no, you abandoned these guys. They're ours now. And the mother don't take kindly to that. She starts screaming about how she wants her kids back and blah, 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 blah. And eventually Wolf Clan ends up kicking her out because they're like, you abandoned these kids and now you're demanding them back. Not cool. They were absolutely right. It was not cool. Why is this taking so long to figure itself out? Oh, back up to 2 viewers. Now I've been streaming for half an hour. I wish I could like see my chat. It would have been so much better if I just could see my. Oh, and we're up to 5. Hello. That happened quickly. I don't know why this is taking so long to do this. Oh no. Oh no. If I quickly exit it and come back in.